This will be packed with people strolling up and down the river on Sunday night. Great gathering place for the citizens of Shanghai, and a great setting for the men's team gold medal match. France against the United States. The United States in the dark blue uniforms coming out, taking on the French, who will be on target number 2. And this should be a good one as well. Some nervous fans for France up in the stands as you get a good look at the American team. Dave Cousins, Braden Gelentine, who's in the middle with the sunglasses, and of course Rio Wild. You all know him. We saw him moments ago, earlier in mixed team competition, and he'll be back.
And all three of them really, three of the world's most accomplished archers.
Speaking of accomplished archers, there's Roger Willett Jr., who won the World Cup Finals last year in Istanbul. He'll actually be coaching the men's team today.
Not to mention winning 3 of the 4 stages of the World Cup to get there.
Christophe Dussault, Dominique Genet, Pierre-Julien Deloche. These 3 defeated the Australian team by 8 and then knocked off Venezuela by 8 as well in the semifinals. So Dussault, Genet, and Julien Deloche taking on Cousins, Gelentine, and Wild. The Americans moved past Mexico in the quarterfinals and then edged out Italy by 4 points to reach this gold medal match. The judge signaling to the 2 teams, and we're just about set to go in this battle for gold here on a sunny Sunday in Shanghai. We've already seen the team from Venezuela wrap up the bronze medal by defeating Italy 226 to 224. There's the horn, and we're all set for play. And the Americans on target number 1 will shoot first. And stepping up quickly into the shooting line, Dave Cousins, ranked number 1 in the world back in 2005. Picked up a team gold medal in Croatia last spring. An experienced shooter.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Queen or 10, 12 o'clock.
So Cousins with a 10 to start things off for the Americans. Dave pulling out the binoculars, looking at his handiwork. And Rio Wild shooting second now.
Yep.
Another 10.
Good shot.
Braden Gelentine, who took a bronze medal in Nimes in indoor competition, defeating his teammate Rio Wild. He's 25 years old, and it's 3 straight bullseyes for the United States as they throw down the gauntlet for the team from France. So, great start. That's what you want to see.
That is what you want to see. And, you know, Braden and I actually were teammates in college. We competed together.
He's an intense competitor, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Fans really enjoy watching Braden Gelentine compete. Shows a lot of emotion, gets fired up. And of course, the fans in the United States will get a chance to watch the Americans in Ogden, Utah come in June. The only stage that will be held in the United States, and it will be held in Ogden, Utah at Lindquist Field once again. A great chance to come out and watch a lot of archers who will be competing in London at the Olympics just 2 months later. So 10, 9, and 10 for the French. For their first 3 arrows, they fall 1 point behind. And it's back to Dave Cousins, who had a bullseye on his first shot and on his second shot.
Good job. Queen at 9.
So the tone has been set here in this gold medal match. Roger Willett Jr. from the Tidewater area of Virginia, looking on, coaching Rio Wild and company.
Yeah.
Solid as a rock. There he goes. Another 10.
Just off the exit 12.
and Braden Gelentine, who was on the gold medal men's team at the World Championships in Torino last summer, and that's 6 straight bullseyes the Americans don't miss on their first 6 shots of this match.
That's how you want to start out a match.
Puts the pressure on the French. There's no question about that. They have only missed on 1 of their first 3, now 2 of their first 4. Now they fall 2 points behind. And need to finish up with 2 10s from Dussault. But Dussault is on the line with a possible 8. And the final shot of this first end.
Garde bien l'intensité dessus. Ouais.
And there's the 10 the French were looking for. As the result, though, of the Americans' flawless performance in that first end, they take a 4-point lead at 62-56. So right now, the French in a bit of a hole. They've dug themselves a hole. Yeah, what do you think?
It looks in from here. I'm calling it a 9.
You're going to call it a 9?
Yep.
All it has to be is just touching that line.
That's right.
And the judges will make that decision, but Gelentine, Rio Wild, and Dave Cousins looking very comfortable right now. As well they should after shooting so well. 3 terrific archers each in their own right, and you put them together, you've got quite a team. So the United States trying to pick up another gold medal.
C'est vous qui allez démarrer, Dom.
So far today, Great Britain has won the bronze in the mixed team competition. France was able to come from behind and defeat the United States in the mixed team match. In the women's bronze medal match, that went to Italy. The U.S. women, Jamie Van Etta, Christy Collin, Erica Anschutz, with a one-sided victory over Russia. And moments ago, we saw Venezuela pull away from Italy midway through the match and win the bronze medal in the men's team competition, 226-224. So the United States trying to pick up its 3rd medal and its 2nd gold here this morning.
Allez, Dom. Allez, il y a juste à redresser la tête et être actif. Allez.
Dominique Genet.
Allez, Dom, nickel.
Works.
Allez, Totov, le focus.
Genet, yes. The first to shoot for the French.
Allez, Totov.
That one in the 9 ring for Dussault. And now Pierre-Julien Deloche, who will also compete later this afternoon in the individual competition. In fact, will go head-to-head against his countrymen.
Ouais, PJ.
Dead center. Dave Cousins for the United States now. And it's the first time that the Americans have been outside that center ring. A 9 for Dave Cousins.
C'est bon, c'est tellement top. Même celle-ci, je pense que son intensité, c'est pour ça que ça appartient.
Yeah.
Another bullseye for Rio Wild.
Yes.
That's in there as well for Braden Galantine.
Allez, la tête bien
So
droite.
the Americans matching the French on the first 3 shots of the second end. Now, as you look at that wind gauge on your screen, you can see the winds have shifted to the south-southeast. And Genet is just a little bit high and to the left. Dussault, who was on the French men's team that came in 6th at the World Championships in Torino last summer, with a 9.
Ça bouge en visée ou pas? Non.
And an anxious moment for the French fan. Deloche won a gold medal with his team in 2008 at the 4th stage in France.
Ouais.
And he finds the center ring, a 10, a bullseye. So 57 out of a possible 60 points in that end for the team from France. Touching the line?
Touching the line.
You're going to give him the 10, aren't you?
I'm going to give it to him. Obviously, knowing it went off low with the throwing the bow up, but he was able to catch it.
So a 10 courtesy of Jacob Wookie, huh? Yeah.
Put that on the scorecard.
If it's got the Jacob Wookie stamp of approval, I'll go with that. I'll also go with that shot by Rio Wild.
Braden, strong shot.
I'll have to make a stamp. So.
Jacob Wookie says it's okay. What do you think? Line?
It's in.
You think it's in?
Yep.
Does it get?
Hey, Roger gave it his stamp, so
There you
I'm
go.
believing Roger. He's got the scope.
All right. Ryder gave it his stamp. Jacob Wookie gave it his stamp. He's got 2 stamps of approval.
We're good to go.
And the United States is good to go right now, having an excellent performance here in gold medal competition in Shanghai.
Analyser, cherche à faire.
Midway through this match, the men's gold medal match, France versus the United States. This is our final team match of the morning. And the United States
Ce qui est logique, hein, le petit
performing almost flawlessly in this match
plus le, c'est-à-dire propre.
and well on its way to victory,
Cherche à retrouver ça, même si ça
trying to
c'est pas grave. Faut que tu t'en
give the United States its 2nd gold medal of the day and its 3rd medal overall. Stick around, we'll have the presentation of the medals, the victory ceremony. As the scores are meticulously checked by the officials down to the end of the field of play. And there's our judge from Canada. And just some of the fans for the good old USA. Who made the 14 some odd hour flight over here and enjoying every moment of it.
It is a long flight. 15 hours of time change, I believe.
Tell you what, you guys put in some frequent flyer miles, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
So France certainly knows it has its work cut out for it right now, trailing by 4 points. 118 to 114 unofficially. And Dominique Genet with a 10 to start the 3rd end.
Fais-toi confiance. Centre sur le 10.
French have come from behind already today to beat the United States.
Ouais, Totof.
Dussault. Apparently a little bit high with that shot. And now it's Pierre-Julien Deloche.
Ouais, PG.
So 10, 9, and 10. Strong start in this 3rd end for the Frenchman.
Yeah.
Another 10 for the United States. Dave Cousins holding up his end of the bargain. Rio Wild and Braden Gellentine have done the same.
We had the riverboat crews swinging by to take a look at the action there a minute ago.
Yeah.
Another 10 by Rio Wild. All the things that are going on in the background here. Can you imagine a golfer or a tennis player having to deal with these kind of distractions? There are certain golfers who will go unnamed. If they hear a camera click in the background while they're in the backswing, get upset. Here you've got pleasure boats, you've got cargo ships blowing their horn.
A little bit of a different mindset, huh?
It is a little bit. Almost dead center that time for Genet. Dominique shooting well now.
And him maybe having a little bit of something to prove. He was able to defeat Braden in the match play, but then Rio in the semifinals was able to take that match.
Dussault scores a 9. And right now, the French fans not with a lot to cheer about, though they show their pride. Strong shot right there by Julien Deloche. So Pierre with a 10. And 58 out of a possible 60 in that third end. But the Americans have been relentless thus far.
Yeah.
Dave Cousins, been a big part of that.
Good job.
Cousins, dead center again.
And the French team have really been shooting strong. Just the USA team is shooting better right now.
Yep.
Rio Wild doing what Rio Wild does, putting
it
it in the center of the target. And so far,
Come on, Braden, keep
the
it going,
United
bud.
States, this is the 18th shot they will have taken in this match. They've taken 17, well now they've taken 18, and 17 of the 18 have been bullseyes. That doesn't leave much room for the French to take advantage, and doesn't leave them much opportunity.
No, it doesn't. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the world record is a 239. So if they can finish with all 10s, they'll tie the record. Their own record, by the way.
So a great performance by the United States right now in the men's gold medal match here in the compound round on a Sunday in Shanghai after 3 ends. The United States has left but 1 point out there. 179 out of a possible 180. 17 of the 18 shots have been in the center ring. And as you said, truly the French are not shooting poorly. 172 out of 180. Not bad, but on a day like this and against this kind of competition, it's not enough. It needs to be better. 179 to 172. The lead has grown to 7 for the Americans. We're trying to wrap up the morning round here in Shanghai. And look at the grouping right there. I would give a week's pay to group 3 arrows like that.
One time or just consistent?
Oh, just once.
Okay.
Just once. Consistently? A man can dream, I suppose. Carl Archery with Jacob Wookie. Hope you're enjoying our live shot-by-shot coverage here in Shanghai on the final day of competition. I want to thank our hosts who have done such a great job of staging this event here in Shanghai. Of course, the World Archery Federation, Secretary General Thomas Dielan here. Juan Carlos Holgado, his entire crew doing an amazing job of constructing this venue. Taking care of all the details and making sure these are world-class competitions. And the French must be thinking, you know what? Some days it's your day and some days it's just not. Right now it's the Americans' day, at least thus far. 6 arrows still to go. The fans here in China enjoying the action. Hope you are at home as well. We know it's late at night back in the States. And we thank you for staying up late with us and joining us here at Stage 1 of the Archery World Cup Tour. Dominique Genet with the 10.
Allez, tough.
But the French would need a major collapse by the Americans to get back in this. And the USA has shown no signs of doing that. Dussault with a shot. Dussault was part of the French men's team that came in 6th of the World Championships last summer in Torino. And Deloche, who will be in the individual competition this afternoon. Probably working on some things and filing them away in the back of his mind for later on today.
Yeah.
Dave Cousins continues to drill it. Do you suppose that that world record's been discussed?
Oh, I think it's probably always in the back of people's minds. Anytime you're close to it, you're just kind of thinking about it.
These guys are well aware of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think,
Real wild.
if I'm not mistaken, it is a 239, and Rio and Braden were on the team that shot that in Italy last year. But, you know, all of these guys, you know, have held numerous world records, and so it's on their mind, but it probably wouldn't be as huge of a deal for them, so they're able to do it more because they've done it so many times in the past.
Mm-hmm. Braden Galantine continues the streak. We'll go to the record book as the French finish up here. There's a 10 by Dominique Genet. You're right, it is 239. There's another 10 for France. But it was Rio Wild, Braden Galantine, and Jesse Broadwater who scored 239 back on July 6th at the World Championships in Torino. So they're on track to tie that record as France finishes it off with a score of 230. 57 points in that fourth and final end for the French, for whom the bells do toll.
Yeah.
Dave Cousins,
Good shot,
pumped
buddy.
up.
Dead center.
A little bit of excitement there.
There you go.
And for tying a world record, you don't get your name in the book or anything like that, but it's always an exciting thing.
You know it, your teammates know it, and the folks on your team know it.
Yep.
Coaches know it.
Yeah.
Rio Wild sets the table.
Good X, Rio.
And there's Roger Willett Jr., who, by the way, defeated Rio Wild last year in the finals, the gold medal finals in Istanbul, but close friends. And, oh, my goodness, there's a 9 on the final arrow. They don't get to tie.
Good shoot.
They do not get to tie the compound men's team world record of 239. They'll fall 1 point short, 1 arrow short, 238, as they, out of the 24 arrows, 22 were in the center ring, 2 of them were outside.
Not bad.
Not bad. As close to perfection, probably, well, almost as close as you can come to perfection. But a great performance by those 3 gentlemen. Hats off to them as they pose for a group picture. A golden moment here in Shanghai. And I do mean gold as they pick up the gold medal. Rio Wild, Dave Cousins, Braden Galantine. Tremendous performance here today as the United States gets its 2nd gold medal in the team competition, 3rd medal in team competition overall. The United States almost getting 3 golds this morning, but settled for the 2 and are happy about that, as well as the bronze medal. And the thumbs up given by Pierre-Julien Deloche, who'll be competing this afternoon against his countrymen in the bronze medal match. And we'll have that coming up a little bit later on here from Shanghai, where it's warming up in more ways than one. So a good morning of competition there. You see the final score, 238 to 230. The United States with the commanding win over the French in this gold medal match.